Charles Cullen was supposed to save lives. Instead, he became one of the most prolific serial killers in modern history. Over a 16-year career as a nurse, he moved from hospital to hospital, leaving behind a trail of unexplained deaths. Officially, he was convicted of killing 29 patients. Unofficially, experts believe the real number could be in the hundreds. Born in 1960 in New Jersey, Cullen had a troubled childhood. His father died when he was just an infant, and his mother passed away in a car accident when he was a teenager. Left alone with his older siblings, he struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts from a young age. After briefly serving in the Navy, where he faced bullying and isolation, he turned to nursing, where he found easy access to vulnerable patients and deadly drugs. From the outside, he was just another quiet, hard-working nurse. But behind the scenes, he was injecting lethal doses of insulin, digoxin, and other medications into IV bags. Patients who should have recovered suddenly died under mysterious circumstances, yet hospital after hospital failed to stop him. Instead of reporting their suspicions, they quietly let him go, afraid of lawsuits and bad press. Cullen took advantage of this broken system, slipping through the cracks and continuing his killing spree with little resistance. At hospitals like St. Luke's in Pennsylvania, nurses and doctors noticed the high number of unexplained deaths and strange medication orders linked to Cullen. Some staff members even suspected him of tampering with IV bags. But instead of launching thorough investigations, the hospital forced him to resign, providing him with neutral or even positive recommendations that allowed him to find work elsewhere. This pattern repeated itself at multiple hospitals, with administrators choosing to protect their reputations rather than stop a murderer in their midst. It wasn't until he started working at Somerset Medical Center in New Jersey that his crimes finally caught up to him. Nurse Amy Loughran, a single mother and his close friend, grew suspicious of the unusually high number of cardiac arrests in the hospital. When police approached her with concerns about Cullen, she risked her life to help bring him down. She wore a wire during her conversations with Cullen, gathering crucial evidence that would lead to his arrest. With her help, investigators uncovered patterns in the hospital records. They found that Cullen had been ordering drugs that made no sense for the patients he was treating. The evidence mounted, and in 2003, he was arrested. Under interrogation, he confessed, claiming he killed patients to put them out of their suffering. But the truth was far more disturbing. Many of his victims weren't even terminally ill. Some were expected to recover. His methods were erratic, and he showed little concern for who lived or died. He later admitted that he barely remembered how many people he had killed. In 2006, he was sentenced to 11 consecutive life terms. He will never see the outside of a prison cell again. But his story raises terrifying questions about the medical system that enabled him. How many hospitals knew something was wrong but chose silence over action? How many lives could have been saved if someone had spoken up sooner? Even now, Charles Cullen remains an eerie reminder that sometimes the most dangerous killers don't hide in the shadows. They walk the halls of hospitals, wearing scrubs, with a smile that hides a monstrous secret.